All right, we're back at it another week, March 14th, 2022. Um, and this is what we're looking at. Really, these were the overnight highs and lows. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a measured leg from here or something. No, that definitely bigger than that, you can see. But we didn't quite make the measured move of the overnight highs and lows, but I'd be willing to bet money. This is darn near close to a midline between these lows and the measured move. Probably like more accurately, like right up here. So just market geometry working. I didn't see a lot of trades I liked today, so we'll take a look at these mostly aggressive trades. Really, I think there are a lot of trades that you can take if you are more skilled. Starting off the bat, I think 5 a.m. rolls around right here. So you get a first entry, second entry at that midline, but it doesn't set up well. And you don't get a lower high. And we form this level of support. And we bounce off it again. And then you keep getting lower highs. You can see here. So you get this second entry. You know what? That's a second entry short. This is pretty... The bias is down. This is pretty convincing. But if you don't like that, you get this lower high, and it's kind of like a breakout pullback beneath this level of support. And it's with trend. Only thing I don't like about this is that it's below the EMA. This looks like a failed second entry long right here. Yeah, you might want to take that. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good right there. So a couple good moves early on then. And I was looking at this as a lower high and a second entry short, but we don't make a new high, and they're going into the lows, so I don't think I can mark that. And then we form this uptrend. And you can see I have this range drawn. And we break out to the low side, and we bounce. This makes a new low, so I'm not too convinced here. But it does look good after the fact, especially because we did break up into this range. But I don't think you can take that. And then we get confirmation of the trend channel here, but you don't get any setups to go long. And then it looks like this is like an important price level here. It's probably more like that than what I had before. You can see we bounce here, bounce again. And this is clearly a channel down. And then you get a first entry, failed second entry. So we had a break of the channel, so that's why I'm a little nervous. But that's clearly a leg of correction, and the failure occurs. But you can see that's 3 dojis in a row. That's not what you like to see. And you can see that forms some congestion, micro congestion. Make a leg up. Another leg up to a new high after the break of the channel before we start reversing. You get a first entry, failed second entry long. It doesn't touch the EMA. It doesn't look like it touches the trend channels. If you're because I'd be going off this high to these highs, and it just looks a little advanced. Maybe it's a great setup, and I just can't see it that well. And then we're just too far from the EMA to be taking anything. But you can bet we're heading to these lows. With a trend that strong, feels pretty good, and feel pretty confident that we're going to these lows. So off this yellow channel, we do get a first entry, second entry, and it does not set up great. I kind of looked at this as a new high, this congestion right here, and a first entry, failed second entry long. So I went short actually beneath this bar, but that's aggressive. But it is a second entry short. But if you count it as a failure, the signal bar doesn't matter as much. Come down here, we overshoot we get a break in a couple legs down of the yellow channel, and we bounce off the lows of this larger channel, or maybe this larger channel. This is actually a different channel than this one. So on this one, we don't quite come to the lows of this channel, and that's why we start gaining momentum back to the EMA, and we get a really nice failure setup that clearly looks like it's in a channel. It just closes right below that EMA, so I was nervous, but then I was looking at the 2500 tick chart, and it set up very well. So let's find that. You can see, I mean, it set up well as a higher low to ride back to the EMA if you didn't take that second entry short and got trapped there. But that probably would have gotten you a scalp anyway. And then here we have like a second entry long. That's not, yeah, I shouldn't be marking that though. And this downtrend, and that's congestion. You don't want to take that. It gets you a scalp, but that's not always going to get you a scalp, I don't think. Make this new high, first entry, failed second entry short, and this larger channel is clearly in play now. So I like that, but look how far it is from the EMA. We got this channel down, so you might be thinking that we're moving to a new low, but it's a little dangerous. All right, and then we form these two. There's a smaller range right here, and then there's a larger range beneath it. We'll just look at this smaller range for now. So this is a second entry short, and it's off the channel. So I like that. It's just that you're going into those lows, but that looks like plenty of room to scalp out. Yeah. So it's tough. We're going into a level of support. Then we break through that, and that's actually a failure right here. That's not the new high. And then it just that larger channel fizzles out down here and finds support at this price level. First entry. This kind of looks like a second entry right here, but it doesn't set up. So you might take that. This is a second entry. And we are expecting a new low to occur. My signal bar wasn't great, but this looks like a decent setup. I mean, it's just there's so many dojis around here. It's just not that convincing. This looks like we might have had a channel up, but at the end of the day, this just looks like congestion. That's where they trap all these longs up here, going long on these second entries. They don't realize it's an important level of resistance. So stay out of the congestion. You come down here, you make this like quadruple bottom, and then you get a really nice first, failed second entry short setup. I really like that setup for a scalp. Room to this high. You're going into that midline, so it's a little scary, but we're expecting prices to go up to these highs. So, yeah. And you get what looks like a second entry here and like a double test. So you might consider that, especially with those highs, those lows being higher. But that's after the bell, so, or after market close. So real quick, we'll go through my trades. I don't want to waste too much time. Okay, so yeah, this is very aggressive. I'm not too crazy about this. This is a second entry short failed. I looked at it as a failed second entry long. Pretty aggressive, too aggressive for my liking, but I got a little bit of a runner, a couple points off that runner. First failed second entry, yeah, I'm okay with that. Just because I read it right though, and I saw it on the other chart, and it was clearly in a channel. And then I went, yeah, I took this second entry long, too aggressive. Draw your trend lines, man. That's way too aggressive. Oh, I guess that's all I took. So actually that last one was an accident. I wanted to take that on my practice account. But anyway, I hope you had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow. God bless.